Hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. So my name is Thomas Bardawil, and I'm here representing Plug and Play. So just a little quick background about Plug and Play. So Plug and Play is the largest innovation platform globally. We work with 350 of the largest corporations in the world, over 25,000 startups in our ecosystem, and we work with multiple governments, including ADGM here in Abu Dhabi. And I'm here today to talk to you about smart cities. But before we get there, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you here think that a smart city is a good thing? Raise of hand. Right. How many of you think they're a bad thing? Raise of hand. Right. Everyone thinks it's a good thing. Okay, great. Well, in our opinion, smart cities are neither good nor bad, but they're a necessity. You may ask why. Well, it is expected by 2050, 60% of the world population will live in cities. That will be almost 5.5 billion people in cities. That's a lot of people. And with all those people come a few things: movement, pollution and waste, and a need for space. In the current situation, we wouldn't be able to have that many people in cities. Look at major cities such as New York or Paris. Look at the traffic in there. Look at the level of pollution in India or China. And what about property prices in New York or Japan? The current situation is unsustainable. But we're lucky enough that we're at the brink of a revolution that might save us. Some call it the third industrial revolution. To understand this revolution, let's look at the first two. And they all share a common denominator, that at a certain point in time, three technologies emerged and converged to bring about what we call a general purpose technology platform. These new technology dramatically changed the way we manage, power, and move economic activities. Those three technologies are new communication system, new communication technology, new sources of energy, and new modes of mobility. The first industrial revolution came from the Brits, with telegraph as a new mean of communication, coal as a new source of energy that led to steam engine and locomotives as a new mode of mobility. The second industrial revolution came from the US, with telephone, TV, radios. That was the new mode of communication. New cheap Texas oil as a new source of energy that led to the combustion engine with cars, planes, and boats. Today, the third industrial revolution is powered by the same three factors: a new digital communication, instant communication. Let's call it the communication internet. A new source of digital energy, renewable energy. Let's call it the renewable energy internet. And a new automated, autonomous transportation system. Let's call it the automated transportation internet. These technologies ride on a platform called Internet of Things platform, IoT platform. We have today sensors embedded in all our devices, so they can track real-time activities. They communicate with other machines, and they communicate back to us. We have sensors in the agriculture industry that monitor the growth of crops. We have sensors in factory that monitor real-time economic data. We have sensors in smart homes that monitor energy consumption. Sensors in smart vehicle, smart roads, warehouses, all of these collecting data. And all this data goes back to this IoT platform. So we are basically creating a global neural system. This enables everyone at a very low cost to engage with the population on a global scale. This, in turn, enable the population to bypass all the vertically integrated organization, all the middlemen that kept us away from each other. This is a revolution. This evens the playing field and scares a lot of corporations. Why? Because this new platform is designed to be distributed, not centralized. It works best when it's collaborative, open, and transparent, rather than closed and proprietary. And the benefit comes when more and more people are part of the network, and each contributes their skills and talent to the network. However, this brings new challenges. How do we make sure of network neutrality? How do we make sure that everyone has equal access to this platform? How do we make sure that groups don't use this platform to manipulate people? How do we ensure privacy and data security when everyone is connected? How do we prevent cybercrimes and cyber terrorism that could disrupt the system and take it down? This is the flip side of the coin. However, the bright side of the system is equally promising. These are going to be the challenges for the next 2 generations. And this is an uphill battle. Technology just enables. The question then is, how will we use this technology? This is a big question mark. And this is what we're trying to solve today. Today, Plug and Play operates a smart city platform to support this entire ecosystem. We work with mobility players, real estate players, energy companies, and the IoT industry to bring about this revolution. There are many very exciting technologies out there that will dramatically change the way we live. Autonomous vehicle and VTOL are very promising. VTOL are vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. And we had the chance to work in Paris with Uber and its flying taxi division to dramatically change the way people will move. I have a short video to show you what Uber is working on. So I'm not sure, are we able to put this video on? There we go. So that's what Uber is working on right now. So, as you can see, this is Uber's vision for flying cars. And those are not the flying cars you see in the movies that just go from the street and just take off, right? Because that would simply move the traffic that is on the street to traffic in the air. And that's not what we're trying to achieve. What we're trying to achieve is we're trying to get the people to use the right mode of transportation for the right journey. So for instance, this one would not be used for you to go from your house to your office. But this could be used to go from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. That would make a lot of sense. Avoid traffic. So a lot of changes are coming in the mobility industry, and it's pretty exciting. But a second technology we're working on, and this is probably my favorite one, is around sustainability and renewable. Before I go deeper into this, I believe it's important to explain a few things. Today, we are in an energy revolution. The cost of producing a kilowatt of energy from renewable is equal to the cost from old energy sources. But what's interesting here is that the marginal cost of production of those renewable energy is very close to zero. Once you have solar panels up or wind turbines, then producing 1 kilowatt or 100 kilowatt is almost the same. We still have never received an invoice from the sun, nor made a payment to the wind, right? And we believe that basically this is going to bring incredible changes. Firstly, this is going to lead to a new sharing economy. People will soon be able to produce their own energy and then share this energy with the network. The sharing economy is the first new economic system to enter world stage since capitalism and socialism in the 19th century. What is also interesting here is that the fixed cost of producing, or the fixed cost of those renewable technology, is also plunging, right? In a couple of years, everyone will be producing their own green energy. You know how much a solar watt used to cost? $78 back in 1980s. Today, 50 cents. 50 cents, that's incredible. What you're not told today is that some of the big energy companies are actually buying long-term 20-year contracts for solar and wind energy for 4 cents per kilowatt hour. Berkeley Lab said recently that they're able to generate energy for 2.5 cents per kilowatt hour. That is incredible. That is a revolution. It's actually over for fossil fuel and nuclear. We see that in the future, everyone will be producing their own green energy and then buying off the grid or selling it back to the grid. And that scares a lot of the big energy companies, these giant, vertically integrated companies. Frankly, we thought they were invincible a few years back. But what is happening to them now is what happened to the music industry, television, newspaper, magazines, and book publishing. This is power to the people, literally. Does that mean that it's the end of energy companies? Not necessarily. There will be a 10 to 20-year transition period, and they will have to adapt. They will become the infrastructure that enables individuals to store, manage, and maintain the network. We are currently working with some of the oil major and the big utility companies in Europe and the US to bring about these changes. They're all aware of this, and they're all working on solving some of those challenges. So that's what's going on in the energy industry. Super exciting. A lot of things are going to be happening in the next couple of years. But what about the mobility industry, right? Well, in the mobility industry, new generations have us in a pickle. It seems like they do not want to own cars anymore. Why would they? They're expensive, they require maintenance, they require storage space, and they're not even used most of the time, right? What they want is they want mobility on demand. They want to be able to change the type of vehicle for the journey, for the right journey, for the specific journey. They want to be able to use a small car in cities, a SUV when they go out maybe in the mountains. They want to be able to adapt the car for their specific needs. And this is what we call the mass industry, mobility as a service. This is also going to shake the OEMs. For every shared vehicle, that's 15 cars off the road. So what is it that OEMs will have to do in order to adapt? Well, we are working today with the major OEMs, such as Daimler, Porsche, Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi, to tackle some of these challenges. Funny enough, Daimler believes that in the near future, they will be more of a logistics company than a car manufacturer. It will not be about producing cars anymore, but it will be about how efficiently you can move the cars around. big changes are coming to the mobility industry. But same goes for the real estate industry. There is a shift in the way people want to live, right? People are looking for a more sustainable life, more convenient, and more communal life. People are demanding new construction methods that are more efficient, that reduce their carbon footprint. We are particularly excited about wood buildings. Today, you are able to produce high-rises out of wood. Incredible, isn't it? And these structures are more efficient, they're stronger, more resistant, and have less risks. They have less risk of earthquake and are completely resistant to fire. That is unbelievable. Other things in real estate, of course, is around virtual reality, right? Around augmented reality, around how can you take your client that lives in Asia and get him to do a viewing in the US. So a lot of technologies are happening in the real estate industry. Frankly speaking, a lot of things are happening in terms of smart cities. It's a very exciting space to be in, and we believe that Abu Dhabi has, and the UAE in general, has an advantage over European countries. Is that in European countries, we have all this infrastructure already installed, right? Everything is there. There's no land that we can use. And this brings about a lot of challenges because it's not about building something new. It's about repurposing something. It's about using the existing infrastructure and improving it, which brings about a lot of challenges. So we believe that in countries such as the UAE, it's easier to implement those changes. It's easier to come and build something from scratch. So in any case, there's a lot of exciting technologies, and we can be talking about those technologies for hours today. But in a nutshell, this is what we call a smart city. It's a city that has been thoroughly thought out to be sustainable, efficient, and able to take on a growing population without compromising on the well-being of its people. We believe that with the help of governments, corporations, and the people, this vision is possible. We need your help, and we need it now. Thank you.